Boom! Now we're live. Let me do my greeting first.
Oh boy.
Hello everyone. Yeah, technically, like, generally the live part is more or less like a additional bonus. It's more like at the end it's just going to be recorded, maybe more or less going to get some edit, this and that, and then push it out that way.
Oh yeah, brother.
So, yeah. Hello, and good anytime zone, wherever you are, whenever you are. My name is Kiro Vaku, and I'm your host and your void for the voice here to entertain you, and may not have no idea what I'm doing. Because I start in some off hour, most likely case there's no people here.
Yeah, nobody really here, but it's fine. I would say your starting time was kind of like what I usually do.
Oops.
Always fine.
Hold on a little bit.
Oh no, that's your.
Yeah, my Discord thingy. Don't worry, people can't see anything important. They can see .com. I need to turn this down first because I need to switch to headphone. I keep forgetting to do that. Yay. And we're back. Boop. And I realize I can't hear anything. Oh, wait. Yeah, you just didn't talk. Wait. Oh. Hold on. It's muted. For some reasons. I think I managed to accidentally click it. Okay, now your mic is hot.
Oh boy. Hey, what's up, guys? You just caught me in the middle of my successful glue factory business. Yeah, it's ever since that Horse Girl game released. It's been booming.
But
The
what?
injured ones go, and the losers.
Oh, now I understand what the glue factory is.
Yeah, I bought it out of spite. Some no hate to anybody, but somebody skipped me on Chat and they really liked Horse Girl game, and I was like, huh, I'm gonna buy a glue factory now.
Technically, I think like a lot of people don't know glue is made out of animal.
Yeah, no, it's made out of horses. That's like I'm pretty sure the main animal they use is horses, but you could probably make it out of other animals.
Not just horses, actually. Majority is come from cow.
Yeah, but there's a running joke that that majority is horses, so I ran with it, and now we own the. Is this called?
Yeah, I think that was like much more of the olden times, where like the cowboy days, you know.
Glue factory.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was on Chat today with just this background and straight up says Musumi Glue Factory here, and they're all like, "Oh, how could you?" And I'm like, "I did it. I'm making too much money to stop. Like a real capitalist, I don't care where it's sourced from."
Well, either way, yeah. Interesting story.
Yep.
But yeah, the main thing that I started this particular episode of the podcast is actually want to talk a little bit about the content creations when it comes to VTubing. Because like here's the thing, like a lot of people are quite connected to the part that it like because like generally most people exposed to VTubing is either from clip of their stream. So, or like they watch that stream. So lots of people associate like VTubing are like full-time streamer and stuff. They a lot of people didn't really like expand like their content creations like outside from the streaming field or like clipping field. Sometimes some did, but never the pan out didn't well for them. So like they kind of like at the end like went back to just streaming afterward.
Yeah. I me personally, I started doing content creation, like doing videos on the internet without being a VTuber. I started with I think Minecraft of all things, but I wasn't a VTuber back then. That was like 8 to 10 years ago when I
Mm.
first posted a video. It was like I think like 10 years ago it was Pocket Edition, so I think I was posting videos on those on a shitty little phone way back when. Met my first internet friend. Um, we'll call her the Blueberry. Uh, a lot of things went on between us, and while I don't hurt, well, I don't think she did anything wrong. I think it was mostly me. I was kind of a piece of shit. I still kind of am, I guess.
Well, that comes to life and
And
social
so,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, and there was a lot of things. We did Minecraft role plays eventually. I was I ran around there for around that community for so long. I built up so many contacts. I just kind of gave her a bunch of contacts and hosted her servers for her, and yeah. So eventually, I became a liability when she started actually gaining followers and stuff. And that's that story. And depression followed that. I got kicked off. Most of those people I had been friends with for years getting rid of me. But yeah, I then came back and started doing Skyrim and Fallout. And I didn't start VTubing as the gummy worm until like the last couple months.
Mm.
You don't have to stream. I've seen people do it without streaming. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, when it comes to content creations, is always not like some people like kind of like do restrict that kind of like mindset when it comes to like, oh, VTuber, I have to stream. But actually, like in reality, like yes, you do have like a cartoon or anime avatar. Doesn't mean that you kind of like restricted on just like a live feedback or stream. Like currently nowadays, I'm kind
Oh
of
yeah.
like doing some creative work on it. It's like like YouTube don't let people do not like don't let people do React stuff. It's like they are way more restrictions on React, clip things, this and that, yeah, that stuff, right?
Oh yeah. If I
So.
end up if
Mm,
I end up doing like if I end up like watching videos on stream, I usually watch about half of it. And
mm.
then just say, "Oh yeah, here's the channel I'm on," and then click off of it. I don't watch the full video
Yep, I did the same too.
just so they have to go to the other half.
I actually have like a special scene. It's just like showing half of the video while I'm drawing, and then like commentating, react, and drawing at the same time. It does a lot of stuff, but you do know YouTube is being YouTube. They just generally nuke everything remotely close to it. They don't care.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, earlier I was watching this, watching these guys like they were playing GTA, and there was this really racist guy they found on VoIP because the new GTA, no one knows how to turn on text chat, so they've all done voice chat instead. Probably the best time to jump on there and troll some people. But they were riding around on BMX bikes, like five of these guys just on BMXs. They learned this little trick where you go like Mach 3, and they were pinging this guy in the head with a revolver, insta killing him every time. And he's like, his friends are showing up in like helicopters. They're getting shot in the head out of their helicopters. It's like these guys are just straight up dunking on this guy, and he just gets really racist and shit at the end. It was pretty funny in the back and forth though. There was this kid there saying some hilarious stuff. He was another random in their lobby, and they're just laughing the entire time.
To
I
be
loved
honest,
it.
why does kid in GTA or in internet? To be
Honestly,
honest.
he was a funny man. It was just some random kid they like found in the fucking lobby. It was the funniest shit I had ever heard. He's like I remember one line. The racist guy said, I have authority over you. My authority's up your ass." And the kid's like, oh, let me check. Let me just reach up there. Yeah, I'm not seeing any authority. I'm not seeing any authority up here, fucker. I was like, whoa. That kid, he was just so funny with his responses.
Yeah, stuff can happen.
Uh,
But yeah, this is why like you kind of can see like when it comes to those kind of like GTA things or this and that other stuff, people don't necessarily have to like show their face to actually do any of those kind of gameplay content, right?
oh
And
yeah.
when they do like you remember like the olden VTuber days, like people basically do filmings, do like small like skit content, all those kind of things. Like technically, it's possible for VTuber to do that too.
Bro, VTubers, I feel like it's an alternative to actually having like your own face put on to your content.
Like
Instead of
you
doing
still
like
can
a
do
face
content, yeah.
Yeah, you can still do content. Like a VTuber model lets you have like people associate whatever your model is with your content, with like your videos and content. You can be a content creator and not have to stream. VTubing just allows you to not have be like faceless, but still kind of like have a face.
Mm. Yeah, that's the kind of like
Yeah.
perks of it. And even like these days, I've been doing like a special format. It's like I watch a video, but I didn't show the video, and then after I finished watching, I didn't even like mention I watched that video. To be honest, it's like I will be talking about the topic, like it's like an after watch topic, and then just talk a
Yeah,
lot about it, and then just point at the video I just watched. Just that.
some, yeah, like sometimes I'll watch a video and like there's something that only people that play that game will understand. So I like pause the video to explain. Like that guy, I think I explained how it's earlier when I was watching the GTA video. I stopped the video to explain why it's statistically harder to hit a grenade shot like those guys were doing from a BMX than a bullet. Because the guy started saying, "Why don't you shoot a bullet instead of using explosives?" I'm like, that guy's dumb as shit. You know how statistically harder it is to jump up in the air and and arc a grenade launcher perfectly to hit those shots. You just look dumb.
Yeah, gameplay content have their own gameplay content stuff. Like I say again, like a lot of people can do a lot of things without showing their face. And
Oh
sometimes
yeah.
if people want to do is like I do play games content sometimes, or like thinking about like people who does a, how would I say, gameplay showcase, like those kind of like people like endorse like some video game, this and that, yeah, that stuff. Like
Oh,
they,
I do let's plays.
yeah, like let's plays kind of things. And then
Yeah, they
the
died, but I like them.
yeah, and it still exists. If you kind of find like a lot of
Yeah,
people
they do.
still doing a lot of like indie game kind of like let's plays to like introduce the game, this and that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's still lots.
Another thing is you could still play with the boys and not have to. This is something that bothered me the other day because like I think I was in a no, nothing wrong with the response they gave. I assumed they just thought I was asking for a collab. But I was the Vupe moderator Krilly. I said, hey, you should come play with me and the boys on fucking schedule one time. I think she interpreted that as come make content with me and collab. I was like, because don't ask for me a collab on my stream. I'm like, guys, we can play games without making content because collabs would entail that we're making content out of it. That is something that just I don't know why. Like
It
I vibe with people, and then they assume I want to make content with them. Like no, sometimes I just vibe with people. Sometimes I play games without making a video out of it.
Yeah, this is like I think collab is that's the thing. Like again, VTubing has been like too ingrained close to being like a streaming, like every single time if you appear as a VTuber means that you making VTubing like streaming content. It's a little bit too ingrained into that. Not too many people kind of like, just yeah,
Yeah,
this is my avatar. I use it for a lot of things. I make content creator in it. I can hang out with people with it. I can do this with it, do that with that. Um, is again like it's just sometimes like it's a little bit too like how would I say, like glue onto it that people somehow kind of like forgot the fact they can do some other stuff with the VTuber identity itself.
take my top hat off.
Mm.
Yeah, no, most people assume that like I don't think it's assumption. Curly's a nice lady. She like great content, but like I think we have different points of views on some things, and it causes disagreements or just like misunderstandings. I like that. I like that little mouse lady. She's very unique. But
Mm.
like there's a few times I think she's like said something to me when I make a comment on stream site, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. It just made me like kind of feel bad for saying it, but then I was like, she probably has a different view or a different opinion or a differing something.
Well,
Yeah, I've just noticed in VTubing since I've gotten here that it's a little different than just normal like faceless content creation.
it's
People
all
act a little differently. Oh, go ahead.
it's almost like everyone mostly just target to be a streamers in a sense. But yeah, this is why sometimes I like some of like the VTubers like Zentreya just want to have fun if you watch Zentreya, and then like
Oh yeah, no.
Melody is completely out of like the realm of VTubing, to be honest.
Oh yeah, she just straight does porn, is what I hear. I mean, I'm gonna be real. I didn't really watch too much VTubing. I got like a bunch of cheap. I kept laughing at some of the chibi doki things that would appear on my YouTube short
Chibi
feed.
Doki is also
And
is
I was
another spectrum of like VTubing.
another spectrum. I can
Yes.
tell she's on a spectrum, and I love it. It's fucking hilarious.
Like
Uh,
you can say like, oh, people doing VTubing stuff is like doing VTubing content, like some people just sit there and chat with people, some people just sit there play some games. The general stuff, but Chibidoki is completely different different realm too.
I've seen a lot of clips that she seems like she's on a kind of spectrum, and
Well,
it's great. I love it. It's hilarious. And
she did say that when she was a kid, she ate a salt lamb that gave people brain damage. So yes.
oh well, oh god, where can I get one? Nah, I'm already a little damaged. Yeah, no. Yeah, I won't even tell that story. That's a real life story. I'm way too fucked up by it. There's a lot of trauma behind that. But no,
Yeah.
I also have noticed VTubers are a little more guarded than normal like content creators. Like, you know how I spent years in the Minecraft roleplay community. It's very tight knit now because it's shrunk, but it was so much easier to approach some of those bigger creators. And like I also worked for a few of those bigger creators. Was like some of the role players, you know how they're machinimas. That's a better way to where it's all cinematic. Somebody has to get in game and do the motions for the character before they add the voices. So like I worked as one of those guys that did those motions, but this was for like Minecraft YouTubers that would do the cinematic stuff. So I'm not gonna lie, body acting sessions, that's what we called them. They were the best time ever. We would always like. There's a lot of bloopers that we just can't even show. That I couldn't show that no, we couldn't show to anybody because they were just inappropriate. Like we had minds of our own because no one's gonna hear what we said.
Well, especially
At least in the
nowadays.
actual video.
Especially
Oh yeah, no, we
nowadays.
said some vile shit to each other sometimes, and sometimes like certain creators would be like, "I don't like that, don't do that," and those actually would be the ones that are less fun to work for. But it was really nice.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But yeah, back in the
but
days, how content creation is really different from like how nowadays. I still remember the days like Fredry is still like a thing.
bro, I remember when Afmal, you know how she does that shitty kids content now, bro. I remember when oop, what's wrong with me? I remember when she actually did like proper like role plays. She was the best one to do it. It was actually watchable compared to a lot of the slop that people do. Because there's a shit ton of slop out there. There's a few people that write decent stories and know what they're doing, but this lady was doing all the proper stuff and extra, like adding like full on like animations and shit in. It was, and all her voice actors were like professionals type shit, and it was watchable. It was good. I'm kind of excited that she announced season 7 of My Street, and I might watch it even though I haven't watched a roleplay in years. I was like, huh, I don't like that stuff anymore. But I'll make an exception because I like that quite a bit. And I heard
Hmm.
it's all gonna be animated and shit. So, ooh,
Well, budget raised.
budget was raised quite a bit from what I see. I mean, she had a high budget for that shit.
Hmm.
Like she actually had like a physical studio that they would come into, and then like around COVID, she stopped doing that stuff because they couldn't come into the studio. Eh.
Yeah, for me personally, I'm also trying to like break out from like the just streaming thing because I realized like
Yeah.
way too many people doing like streaming as a VTubers.
Oh yeah, I know. I still have a
And
giant back. I
yeah.
still have a giant backlog of actual videos that don't have the gummy worm in it, and I gonna have to release those. But I'm to mix in like new videos that have been filmed with the gummy worm, like Skyrim Together that I have on my channel. That has so much like, there's so many like backlogs.
For me, I
But
decided to do as a VTubers a very like separate content is called if you do notice like in the view chat like in the art channel, I've been posting a lot of comic.
oh yeah. Ooh, how good are you at it? Let me check. Is it
It's
like, did you draw your own character right there?
I draw everything, but that's the thing. It's a VTuber related comic. It's a instead of
Ooh,
saying like normally like, hey, I want to collab with you, and then like, hey, let's hop onto the internet and then start streaming. I did a
honestly.
different style. I basically are collabing with them in the comic.
Ooh, nice. All right. Kira Vaka. Oh, wow, you're really nice at it. Yeah, I've been
Technically,
wanting to
it's not like a
do you work for
very like super like clean or crisp art thing. I choose a more basic art style so I can draw it faster.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've been wanting to do like a little comic thing for lore, because I wanted to drop an actual like lore video of the gummy worm. But like,
It's
I don't
going to
know.
be difficult unless you know how to write the
Yeah,
law
yeah.
itself, the basic concept first. It's
Yeah. I probably gotta have a writer friend go over it, to be honest, before I even attempt to make one. Do you work for hire though?
eh,
How much would you charge to do like a 5 minute comic video?
five
Ooh, I don't
minute comic video is going to be
I don't
very
know.
long.
I don't know how long this shit's gonna be, but I don't know. I'll figure it out. I mean, alternatively, I use my past in machinima making and just do some cinematics in a VR chat. Does anybody ever do that?
Mm,
Probably. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe you can just like take screenshot, crop yourself out, and put it in there. Like do all the posing, this and that, yeah, that stuff, and then voila, you got
Oh,
like a comic.
give it a little comic overlay and shit.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of cool.
like me right now, you can see like in the stream I have like this like white borders. You can add like a white border over you, and then
Oh yeah,
slap on in like a background behind done, and then
bro.
add some dialog
I've been
box.
getting I've been getting deep into this shit. I've been going like, huh? I really should just go all in for this shit.
Yeah, like, I think like
Yeah, that just kind of
now
happened.
due to like how YouTube is right now, I think there will be like I would say like a new wave of different type of content people will start trying because it does involve a lot of money. So those like people who've been spamming a lot of like AI voice, they aren't getting any more money from spamming too much like those kind of like like those kind of like Family Guys video, this and that, yeah, that stuff. That's been like
Yeah.
flooding in the YouTube everywhere.
Oh yeah. People are dumb and decided to give it attention, and now it's bigger than it actually should be.
So YouTube is cutting them off. And some people who
Thank
also
God.
decided to ride that ship that they were originally are like they originally are also creators too, but they decided to take the shortcut. Now they also have to like go back to like the drawing board now. So there will be a lot more different type of content will start like spawning out after like that update. I think it's like is it today is the day they will decide to update this shit or like after next week?
What? So like, I've been watching. I know the. So are they getting rid of the AI stuff?
It's not like get rid
I've
of the
noticed
AI stuff. It's like they getting rid of the
monetization.
monetizations for the AI stuff.
Oh yeah, then there's no reason to do AI stuff. I mean AI stuff then.
So
If
if
you
you
take the
put
money
like
out of it,
AI
it must.
voice, yeah, you put AI voice, you're fucked. You put anything AI, you're fucked.
Yeah, yeah, that would make sense.
And the problem is
But
also like the moment they say like unoriginal content, so basically you show anyone else content, you're also fucked.
ooh, okay, yeah. No,
So I go for like a YouTube challenge that is like do a react video without a video and then explain it like you see the video.
Yes, that would actually be really funny. You just like have the so you have they have the camera pointed at yourself like we do, except you're just watching it and the audience can't see it. Like, yeah, he's getting his ass kicked, guys. He's getting his
Whoa!
shit kicked. Oh my
Whoa!
god! I wish I could show you the level of ass kicking. This little gremlin's laying down on this man. Oh my god! They're like those guys describe those guys that describe the ass beatings in anime. You
Yes,
know, like those
just
really
describe it as realistic as much as possible. People can imagine it.
bro, have you ever? I've seen some of those videos. They always make me laugh with the descriptions. Where they describe the reverse jumpings of anime characters, and he breaks it down, but it's just some like really hood guy describing it. It's really funny. Oh my god, this guy's great.
Hmm. Hold on.
With the
Yeah.
the void with a voice, yes.
Yeah.
Man, we aren't even.
Well, I make a manga when I was young in my teenage years. Now I'm 30 years old. I'm a little bit too old. But yeah.
I'm
So.
almost there. 2 years away. I've been doing content since I was like 18.
For me, it's like I always want to be a content creator because I watch lots of YouTube. So I actually understand YouTube landscape more than streaming landscape. This I
Yeah.
can definitely say I've been streaming for 9 years. I can say I am a failed stream.
I'd say I'd say I've never. I'm gonna be real with you, man. I've never really broken the. It's probably the consistency of how I post, but I feel like that'll pick up soon. Now that I have some guy in a stable source of income to pay him to just do this shit for me. That like I've never broken 1,000. Fuck, I think this current account because the first one just kind of got lost. This is the highest I've ever been on YouTube. Is 521.
Mm.
And with streaming, I just recently recovered the original Twitch account. In fact, I use it as like an old like. I remember the other day some guy was doing a D&D stream. This was really funny to me, and I had to jump on alt just to tell him, hey, that's kind of stupid. So what he was doing a D&D stream,
Mm-hmm.
and um, somebody had a really sad backstory. It sounded like they were telling. I wasn't really paying attention. I come back to the thing. I'm like, wow, this sounds really sad and depressing. So I go down to his redeems and I see a cow moo, and so I play a cow moo, and I just like get instantly banned for playing with his redeems that he has set up himself, and I'm like, huh. And jumps on an alt and say, hey, bro, you might want to disable those redeems if you're just gonna ban people for using them. And then I jumped on my and then I ended up with you can ban this account now. Because I knew he wasn't gonna be happy about that. But you know, don't do stupid things, you won't get called out on some stupid shit. And then I jumped on my main and submitted a ban appeal. Gotta get that little hey bro, that's really dumb in there.
Yeah, it really depends on how people can like. There are people who can take stuff like a champ, and there are people who can't.
Oh yeah, no. If you really think somebody's being a dick and brush it off. If someone insults you, laugh it off. If someone insults you, top it. If you can't top it, laugh it off. If you can't laugh it off, you probably fucking deserved it.
Well, but it's still their channel. They can do whatever the heck they want. For me, I am
whatever
actually ironically do it in the most funniest way. It's like if I really need to ban people, I was like, you know what? I don't like you. You know I have the power to ban you, right? And then they'd be like, I know. Okay, this is like concessional banning.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I used to be a huge internet troll for a while there, for quite a while there. So of course I've had fucking multiple accounts on fucking Minecraft and places like that. So I think these days I don't really use any of them anymore. If I'm gonna use one of them, it's gonna be for something super hilarious. I remember I have like I think I gave away most of my I had like a giant fucking notebook of these things, and like I think one day I got tired of just being a dick on the internet, and I gave a lot of them out. I just straight up moved them to like brand new emails and said, "Here you go, here you go, here you go," just brand new blank emails and just gave them out. I have like two or three left. I think my original account with my original like account name or my last account name, and then I have like the current Minecraft account I use, and then like a third unidentified one, which I really have learned to just don't give those out if I want to be like slightly silly. Don't give that out. But I think the most recent thing I've done is think it was something with bread. So I made a machine that mass produced bread and flooded someone's hopper system with bread, and they got really mad. I thought it was hilarious. Uh, I thought it was absolutely hilarious, and I basically took basically they banned me for it, of course, like oh. Because don't do shit on Minecraft SMPs unless you're like friends with everybody. I learned that a long time ago, but I was like, huh, all right, so I'm not gonna burn anything down. It'll be funny. I ended up so they banned me. So of course I hopped on an alt account and while everyone was asleep and built a giant pixel art of bread.
Well, that's the thing
It
when
was
it comes
great.
to open servers. It's like it comes to the territory when you make an open server that definitely will be troll. It's like sometimes some people
Oh yeah.
behave like they never know what
No,
the
I just had
internet
the
is.
IP. I just had the IP. That's all it was.
Yeah, it's like
Um,
you like I say again, like if people want to be a little bit restrictive on things, then they got to have a little bit restrictive on things. But the thing is, like at the moment you have like the service like open out to people to be able to connect, to people to be able to just use it, you know, you already have to
bro,
expect like there's troll going to be in there.
bro, for a while there was like this Minecraft thing that they had. It was so a lot of they were at this group was I actually ran with this group for like two raids and said you guys are really fucked up. This was back at like my peak assholery. They were called the Fifth Column. I joined them for like two raids and said this is really fucked up. I can't play with you guys anymore. I was a fan of like Duper Trooper and he was playing with them, and then I saw him like had joined their Discord because I joined their Discord because he said that too. I think he said he was gonna collab with them, so I joined their like Discord. He was just in there, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna join the VC." And they're like, "You want to come like harass?" This?" So what they had was a little hack client thing called Copenheimer. Um, and it was a tool where you could like put anyone's Minecraft name in, like their Minecraft name. It'll tell you every server they're connected to, what's if they're on a server, what server they're currently on, the version, if it was whitelisted, all that information. Give you the IP of all of the servers. So like they just joined, and that's how they did all their videos. They just joined random streamers. I'm pretty sure that moderator Krilly, she said she got targeted by them once. They couldn't get into her server, so they just doxed her. It was yeah, they were evil motherfuckers. And once I think I went with them twice, and then said, "Yeah, you guys are kind of evil bastards. Goodbye."
At the
I didn't
moment,
tell them that straight up, but I just left. I just had to leave. I was like, God, these guys are just kind of cunts.
yeah, the moment like doxing happened, it become like, yeah, wait, you went overboard. Troll is troll, but that
Yeah.
is
I
overboard.
didn't know about the doxing, actually. No, I didn't know about that part. What ended up happening is they said, ah, yes, there's some racist symbols. As I watched one of them build one and take a picture, I was like, oh, I see. I see what you're doing. That's kind of fucking evil. They convinced me that these guys were a little racist and stuff like, and I was like, okay, yeah. The first server I was like, yeah, this doesn't seem like a place some uh some people like this would hang out. And then like the next one, I log in a little early, or they say, oh, here's another one, and I watch this man build a build a naughty symbol, and then tell the rest of them. While I looked at him, he looked me dead in the eye and shook his head, and I was like, oh my god, guys, come on. I see what you're doing, and that's kind of fucking evil.
Yeah, at least you're smart enough to get away from it.
I mean, yeah. No, what they would do is they would leave a wither to a wither with the Discord link, with the name as a Discord link, and it links to their like public relations server where where they would do it to people live on stream, send their Discord, and then they get into a call with you and just bullshit around with you. Say, yeah, we detected some racist things, some racist symbols, and they just straight up fuck with you for like 30 minutes if they could put you in a video.
Mm.
It was kind of fucking evil. I'm pretty sure they're the only like set of YouTube. They you know the guy, the co-creator of Minecraft. They they actually found his private server, the Mojang private server, where they test shit. They found Jeb and killed Jeb, which
Oh
is one of like the
no!
heads of Minecraft. And they all got fucking banned. Like all of their accounts got banned. They submitted a. They had some guy that was good at like writing unban requests. He submitted. They all submitted like pretty much the same thing and got unbanned. And then like went and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, we won't do it again." And then immediately went back to doing the same shit. Like, oh my god. And there was like a free version of Copenheimer out for a while called Server Seeker. And like
Mm.
I don't know, I think it's down now. I don't think you can get it anymore. Um I think I used it, but I was more like I think I used it for because after I stopped playing with him, instead I decided for a while I'd run around as Magic Man, and Magic Man said you should lock your Minecraft servers, whitelist your things, and that's all I did with that. The amount of servers I got slurred out of, I'm like, you know what? Never mind. I won't talk to you about how you should secure your servers. But yeah, I just randomly joined servers that it because it also had a functionality where you could just make it search for random servers of any kind.
And to be honest,
You can
when it comes to this
filter out.
kind of things, like, is I know people don't like troll or like the things that you mentioned, like you did it to people, this and that other stuff. It's
Oh
actually
yeah, no, I did it.
people
I
should
way back
actually
in the day.
like be a little bit more open minded and sit there and listen to it. They might learn something how not to get screwed over.
Oh yeah, no, a lot of these guys they rage bait the fuck out of you. Like, have you ever seen any of the Gary's mod like troll dark RP trolling? In fact, I just went. I just somebody the only these some of these places that these trolls go to are probably the most deplorable places you can go, where the people are just. It's hard not to do it to them because they
Mm.
just make it like ugh. I went Gmod trolling last night in the public VC of Voop chat. Like some guy was like, "You want to play Gary's mod?" I'm like, "Oh, I haven't played that since I for like the last year." We got on Dark RP of all places. That godless place. Dark RP is like the one of the armpits of the internet. You know. Um, I think I did my usual stuff where I became a police officer role and I opened the jail and let everybody out. I'm pretty sure like they added a role like it was the ICE agents type shit, and I was like, oh my god. Two of them came up to me and said, "Hey, we're looking for immigrants," and I said, "Hola, senor!" Pulled out a sniper and shot them both in the face, like in the middle. They didn't even care that I just let every prisoner out of jail. They just cared if they just wanted to do that bit. We were all dying. Me and that guy were like dying laughing because they just approached us, said that. I'm like, hola, and boom, boom, and then like ran out the door. I said, we gotta go, man. I just committed a huge crime.
Mm.
Uh, I'd recommend you like if you for real for proper trolling, look up Gmod stuff. Like most of the people on there are kind of like how would you say like spends thousands of dollars to have a gun in game that was from a different mod that they just added to the server. It's really weird.
Well, for me, it's like I won't really say I'm anti-troll. It's like it's more like I'm the kind of person who people will get bored to troll at
Oh yeah, yeah.
because
No, I used to
because
think of
I
trolling
behave
like
so
like
nonchalantly for most of my time. So especially when people are trolling, I just like very nonchalantly either take them like super seriously in the ironic way. You know, like they
yeah.
just like do some troll jokes and that, and I'll be like really, really like ironically serious about it, but not actually like serious. It's not. It's like play along, but in a very serious manner, or
Oh
like
yeah. No,
or
a
or
lot
just
of
like sit
trolls just
there
want to like
and do like those kind of like like all right, Dad, let's sit here. Let's have this like father to son talk here. I'm going to teach you a lot of things.
All right, yeah. No, a lot of trolls just want to like get something you to say something like cringe or like get some super funny reactions out of you. If you don't ever want to deal with trolls, just like don't deal with them. Like, don't be entertaining for them. Like, if you have to, just go AFK. You might lose items. They might just kill you in whatever game you're playing and move on. But if you're not entertaining, they'll fuck off.
Oh, this is why I went on hiatus for like quite a while, around 2 years when COVID happened, because I used to be a facecam streamer, but when COVID happened, because I am a Malaysian, also Malaysian Chinese,
Ooh, yeah.
so
Ooh.
if you are you've been a troll before, you know how bad it is to Asian people in Twitch back in the days.
Oh yeah.
So
I
yeah,
remember.
I just decided to, you know
I
what? I'm going to just went on hiatus.
Yeah. Shit, man. That's really fucked up.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't do trolling very often anymore. Like maybe I'll get on Gary's mod every 6 months and kill a few people. It's usually they. No, I think we got banned from that session last night. I just at a certain point I just started shooting people, committing mass RDM, shit like that. The term in like roleplay servers for just killing people randomly. I shot a guy dressed up as Jesus or something, and that's the guy that I got pulled into my first set for killing. And I just said I'm sorry. I had to, man. Uh, uh, I think I made some jokes. I probably won't repeat them here because I don't know how you feel about religious topics, but I made some jokes that pertain to it. And then then this is what I do every time they pull me into a set. I'm like, God, admin, are you gonna like type the ban out already? You're really slow at it, and start shit talking. Then to remind him he's a virtual babysitter for no pay. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. They might start dancing and playing loud music and just leave me in a cage for a while.
Mm.
It's always fun. Honestly, if you want to avoid trolls, just, don't interact. Oh my god, Morty Manvis. Hello, person. He's like the first one to type in the chat.
Yes, harder. But yeah, generally, when I do collab content, I rarely actually interact with chat. It's more like if I have a talk with like the collab content is like to, especially is to talk to people. It's kind of like rude to like halfway people talking there. Hi there.
Yeah.
So I'm more of like inclined to most of the time. And this is why I say I'm a bad streamer. Especially when I collab, I don't stream. Either it's that
Yeah.
or I will have like usually I would have a sign that is like, you know what? I'm not talking to anyone in the chat. I'm just talking to people I'm talking to, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I've been streaming for just a little bit. Say, how long have I been streaming? I just got affiliate, but how long? When did I create the Twitch channel? Because I think the biggest thing I've ran into is consistency. Depression's a bitch and just keeps you from doing shit sometimes. So that's why I would be inconsistent. And I'll play
Mm.
just about anything I want.
For me
It's always
is my inconsistency because I have a medical issues. So it makes me a little bit
yeah,
unavailable sometimes even when I want to be consistent. So that might become like a issues too for me personally. So yeah.
yeah. Honestly, I realized that my I realized that my notifications are still pertaining to the gay wizard theme. So I have to like I'm gonna have to get those fixed because my old channel mascot was just a wizard, and I referred to him as the gay wizard, even though he wasn't wasn't really. I mean, somebody else called me a gay wizard, so I said, "All right, I'm rolling with it."
Well, you can just say you're a happy visit.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yes.
Just
Whoever
say
you
in a
are,
way, and
man.
then just say like you are the most happiest wizard in of all wizard. I can shoot gay beam to turn people happy. But in
Yeah.
the
Oh my
entire
god. Yeah.
you can do it in that, but the entire context is actually like the dictionary context of the word gay.
Honestly, I really love it when people show. And here's another thing that I've noticed about VTubers nowadays is a lot of them are like really posting a lot of horny content, man. Like, and
Mm,
I'm not gonna lie, VR chat um
I
kind of
guess
like nixed my my response to that. Like, yeah, I've seen it all before. Can you like, I've seen all the Nobuba before. Can we like maybe put clothes on and be a little more modest, a little more genuine?
I would
That's
say
kind of
this
that
is
was
because how should I say?
yeah,
When
it's
thing went to
appealing to a lot of
mainstream,
people.
it will happen. It's kind of like
Oh yeah,
nowadays, a lot more VTubers are actually people from VR chat flooded into the VTubing scene.
oh yeah, I've noticed there's a
So
lot of
this
them.
is why like the degeneracy have been increased even more.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, no VR chat's a cesspool right now. I remember back in the day when we wore pants in that game. Like there were so many people that actually like wore clothes. Hold on.
And also
What
like
was there?
the golden era of Uganda Knuckle. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's when I stopped playing. Around like right after that died, I stopped playing, and it was and then I came back years later and like, where did everybody's fucking clothes go?
Yeah, I guess like
And I stuck around.
that is like a really last part about like the funny things happening in like VR chat. I don't see any other like nowadays. I don't really see like there's like some like funny trend this and that yet the other stuff from like VR chat, except people keep complaining that yeah like you say things become like very 18 plus in there.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I'm not impressed by it anymore. I'm not like drawn to it anymore. Like occasionally people say, "Oh my god, gummy worm, I love you," and then they don't they say they're like they say they love the model and I'm adorable, but they like don't ever come by. I don't know. I noticed that, but also my streaming schedule shit. So I'm like, are you really? Are you really genuine about it, or you just like the just say I'm adorable type shit?
Well, for a
I think
guy
you
who
have to
doesn't
leave.
have like a very consistent schedule, I can at least give you this
Yeah, yeah.
advice. That is, you don't have to on a specific time, but you can on in this specific, not
Yeah.
like general like hour. Maybe like say I'm going to be on at around like 8 p.m., but it won't
Yeah.
exactly 8 p.m. It's either like maybe I felt like it 7 p.m. or like if I felt like shit that days 10 p.m. So people will still
Yeah, honestly, it's
generally
probably the
know,
best.
yeah, people will generally
Yeah,
still know that you will stream at night, not like you will stream at a specific hour.
yeah. I've been trying to go for like 4 p.m. on my time, but like some days I either sleep past that and just don't go live, or just kind of go live later on. And like, I know my homies helped me get the because they lowered the requirements of average viewers to like, instead of being for the last 30 days, it has to be three. It has to be three average viewers on 4 different days, and I was like, oh, I can do that. I have like three homies who just gave me a bunch of money to move out of a shitty situation IRL, who would probably AFK there if I asked them.
And
So
for
yeah,
me, it's
now I
like
got.
I feel sad for like Twitch now, is because like
Oh yeah, no, it's kind of
yeah,
dying.
and not just dying, like the affiliation actually is a joke now.
Affiliate is a joke now. It is not a. It's not like it wasn't a hard require. I fulfilled all the other requirements easily, and I was struggling with three average viewers, and then I would like,
It's
not
because
anymore.
they kind of like built up into the way become be as it now. It's a very huge problem even like 5 years ago, because like back in the days, when you actually get affiliated, you have actual audience, you know.
Oh yeah.
So
I
because
guess
the
it's
difficulty
just.
is actually really difficult to get affiliated, so when you actually achieved it, you actually have an audience.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Honestly,
So this is like
another thing is.
you go first.
Go ahead.
Mm.
Go ahead with your stuff real quick.
But because like I've been like I actually don't like Twitch, even like not because like nowadays is like really bad. It's like even the way back then is like actually really bad already. I've been seeing like all the flag a long time ago. They have like the affiliation trap, this and that, yeah, stuff. Actually, because they lowered the affiliation like so many times, it removed the kind of like I hate to say this, like people did stream for fun, but they make affiliation easier. It kind of like take the professionalism out of it, you know?
Yeah. Honestly, a lot of uh a lot of fucking content creators, they don't they go for what's optimal and what gets them the most views, even though I remember when this stuff was like for having fun and playing games and just doing shit that you love. Now people want to like, you can't do this on the side and have a regular job. You gotta, if you want to be really successful, fucking. I hate it. I hate how it's just turned into content creation is turned into what a a job. I think it turning into a job has like kind of killed it off for some people. Like everybody comes in and think they don't. The people who do it for a hobby anymore are kind of rare.
There's
Yeah,
two
I've
things you
never
have to
viewed
blame.
past like
I studied a very long time.
capitalism.
Not just
Capitalism and
capitalisms.
social media clout has killed all authenticity, in my opinion.
It's a very two specific thing actually. One is
Yeah,
COVID era. Second,
yeah,
Mr. Beast.
yeah. Mr. Beast did stuff, but like,
He basically
and
changed changed the entire premise of how content creation should be.
oh boy, I've broken myself.
It's not like I'm
I,
avid, like it's not like I have some sort of like hate boner at Mr. Beast, but I can see the fact that the way he does his stuff really did have an impact on how people make content creations.
honestly, I don't. Can we go back to like the? Nope, shit. I think I'm breaking. Give me a second to reload this. But I think like, give me. I think like the biggest thing is like it's a no. The thing is, we got so big, you could become famous with just a how would you say? Oh, hold on. You could become famous with by just making videos on the internet, and it was easier than becoming like an actual actor. And then people started making money off of it, and then people are like now like, and the best way to grow is to put somebody else down or find some dirt on like a bigger guy, and then just grow your shit off of that. People are uh people are just so mean to each other now. It's hard to be like genuine. I like I said, capitalism and social media clout has killed all into authenticity.
But I do admit one thing. Yeah, I do agree with everything you say, but I do admit one thing that people have been farming out of pirate
Huh?
software.
Or did they
That guy do
pirate?
kind of deserved it.
Oh yeah. I mean, sometimes you say some stupid shit on the internet and you do some stupid shit, but like that guy is never gonna fucking like he's probably never gonna have like an action like every time somebody sees him in public, like he's got so big, he's not gonna be ever able to live it down either. He's gonna be punished for his stupid shit for the rest of his life,
But
which is kind of
that's like
which is also kind of
this is
that's
a
why if I
very odd
ever do a face
situation for
reveal,
him.
oh,
Yeah, it's a very odd situation for him because like when like have you do VubeChat like ever met like a guy who is like an orange VTubers?
orange VTubers, no.
He's literally an orange like CEO because his theme is like CEO. He roleplay as a dick. You kind when people roleplay as a dick, they kind of like just play around as a dick, you know.
Oh,
Just try
I
to
kind
be
of
the
just I
stereotypical type of like dick to people. Just being a dick to people. You can kind of like know that kind of like just go over the top. But I always every single time I look at how Pirate Software does his stream and how he behaves to most people, he is a dick. It's a different thing
oh
when you
yeah,
do content
100%.
creations.
He thinks he is does think he's kind of better than everybody, and he knows more. It's so like yeah, that's gonna come back to bite you if you do stupid shit on the internet. It's definitely gonna come back and hit you in the face.
Yeah,
You'll definitely feel repercussions for it.
there are people
I
who roleplay
actually
as a date and then like like roleplay as a date. You can when you see one. When the person who is actually a date, you know when you're looking at one too.
yeah, the there's so many people that just fucking roleplay as something they're not on the internet. I remember for the longest time, I tried to keep my personality from the internet. Like I would act all crazy and be just an absolute menace here, and then like I would be like kind of better on the and in real life. I would be like actually genuine to people, because I fucking half the things I said back then. I still say so now. Would get my ass kicked immediately.
For
But
me, I'm just a very genuine, honest
recently,
person.
oh yeah, no. I told my friends that's how I worked for a long time, and then when I finally moved in with one of them, and he said, "Oh, he's right. He is different." They all got mad. I'm like, to be fair, I did tell them this is how I act. This isn't how I act IRL. And then they confirmed it. They confirmed me, and now I have to act like kind of nicer online. It's like, all right. To be fair, I was in a shit situation. I took it out on the internet for so long, but I think I'm better now. I don't know. I'm in a stable situation. It does kind of like still hurt to cut off that much family, but still, that's
Mm-mm.
a story for another day. But yeah, no, some people just have a different personality when they're on the internet, or they just act out a character. I remember some of my most successful characters, because back when I was in Minecraft role playing, they actually had me do a few characters, and all of the characters that I made for Miss Blueberry's series were just me, but with a reskin every time. Oh my god! I remember we did some like My Hero thing, because that was a big thing. Um, I made a character, and like we never showcased his quirk. He was actually like really powerful, with a few caveats. But like he was just kind of a goofy ass character. I mean, granted, there were funnier characters, but like I was kind of just a shit post. I was the Mineta of the group. They had me do that. That was funny.
Mm.
That was some funny shit. And like some of the lines I said, I would like cringe at, because I was like, "Damn, I'm really gonna say this? I could say this way better." And they're like, "No, I know how you're gonna say it. You're gonna get us banned." And I was like, "You're right. You right."
While have a little bit of quality control is still needed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like
No, I was
sometimes,
like, I
I,
would
I know
I would
sometimes
also
some
say
people
like
are a little
super
bit
controversial
pissed.
things.
I know there's a little bit like when people want to be like authentic or like want to do something, just they think like the fact that it's fun, and then they got restrained a little bit. They are a little bit pissed. I won't really say like that we should like rephrase. It's not censorship. It's more like, yeah, we are making content. We have to think about like the audience also, like have a little bit of quality
Oh yeah.
control. We still have
Oh
to
yeah.
do a little bit of quality control, no matter what. You know, we just can't let people go fly out of handle.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Yeah, I've lost a ton of friends. I mean, I used to like when I would enter a Discord, I'd probably be banned within like a week. Chase them all away. I'd say something, or used to not really have a good control on myself. I'm kind of surprised I last this long in group chat. I guess I'm finally like changing for the better,
Well, if you
or at
meet
least doing
no
better, because like
environment,
a
change the
ton of
persons. Yes,
oh
definitely.
yeah, oh yeah, no, a ton of people, like the people in group chat back in the day, I would be like I'd open my mouth for probably like a couple sessions and just be insta banned. In fact, I think the places I'm getting banned are the places where they say I can open my mouth and be myself and be as unhinged as I want. That's actually a running. I've noticed most of the places I get banned from now are the ones that say, let it all out, be as unhinged as you want. And then they'll just be like, okay, okay, wait, we've made a mistake. I'm sorry, you gotta go. That's like the last few bits or that. And then like the places where I like reel it back on purpose just to be like and have to be nice. I'm just they don't like ban me there anymore. Like, huh, alright, a little self control goes a long way. I'm glad I've worked on that.
Well, that's the thing. It's like respect comes in both way, and also if you be nice to people, people will just genuinely like be nice to you back.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
I remember when I first got on VR chat, I was a little unhinged when I talked to people. Um or when I first got back into it, I was unhinged when I talked to people. Now everybody's like, wow, Bipkin's kind of like a guy you can go talk to.
hmm.
I
Well,
mean,
basically you
he's
grow
kind of
up.
funny.
It's a good thing.
Oh yeah. It-
It's still maybe it still needs some work, a little bit patch. Not
oh,
not from me. I
100%.
mean like from maybe some of your still like closer friends. They might, yeah,
Oh
you
yeah.
definitely improved. Still need some work, but still definitely have improved.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely an improvement over what it once was. Especially when I'm talking to them, like, I love those guys to death, and they asked me to change, so I changed it. I changed up how I go about things quite a bit compared to what I was like a couple months ago. It's it feels a little better. It feels better now. I mean, they got me out of a situation that I shouldn't have had to be in. It was a terrible family situation. They said one of the homies like, "We'll take you in," and then they same day they paid for like a plane. They like dropped their entire CS:GO inventory. I left everything I couldn't pack up. Luckily, I was able to pack my PC, a bunch of stuff. My mom actually came and dropped shit off. She like drove like a state like from top of Oklahoma to like almost to the border of Texas. That's the general drive distance to
Mm.
deliver me the rest of my stuff. It wasn't a whole lot, but it's a lot. It's enough. Now I have my own job because I remember like the initial like incident. They weren't letting me like grow up. I'm like 28, and they're like, "Nah, you can't go get a license. You can't like." Yeah, it was a lot of shit, and it just caused a huge incident, and I had to fuck off. I said, I can't. I'm cutting you all off. Fuck you all. I'm
Mm-hmm.
on my own out here, except for my homies. That's all I got.
Well, hope that your environment keeps improved. Like the
Oh yeah.
yeah the like everyone really is a thing. Like it's not like a person can change in one go. It's more like it's just that you are still you. It's just that how you respond to people is basically just also how how other people respond to you. If you're generally
Yeah,
in like a
remember?
very kind area, even you're a dick, you will still like at least not be like like that those kind of like movie you see like they are like very like you know basically that they behave like dick, but the moment like have a lot of people just treat them kindly, even they are still a dick, they will still maybe sometimes do a few good things here and there, you know.
Honestly, yeah. Remember, guys. Remember, if you want to change and you think you're a piece of shit, remember you didn't get to be a piece of shit overnight, and you probably won't change overnight. You just be better than the day you were before. You might slip up and shit. You might lose people when during the change, but you'll get there, guys. Don't worry.
Mm.
Honestly, talking, I'm starting to see some of the content creators I worked with like get canceled. Like straight up, some of the people I used to work for, they can't get on YouTube anymore, or they have to wait like a few years to start even doing shit again because they got canceled for a lot of some of them heinous shit. I'm so glad like Miss Blueberry, the one that I actually started out there. I'm so glad she's still going strong, but a lot of the motherfuckers I used to know, a lot of the motherfuckers I used to work with, and a lot of the motherfuckers I used to work for got canceled for heinous crimes. And some of them got canceled for having an opinion that was just unpopular. But still, Jesus Christ. That community was kind of bad, I'm not gonna lie. There was a lot of people that would also just like take some shit out of context or cannibalize your reputation just to make them look better. That's a thing that happens a lot over there.
From my conversation with you, I can see you grow really well. Yeah, you did
Oh,
good.
100%.
You did really good.
I hope I continue to do better. At least I hope one day I can look because I'm gonna be real. It was my fault that my friend got rid of me, and I hope one day I can go because I still know their boyfriend. We're still like homies, and sometimes we play like games together. I'll like pop, but it's usually I'll pop in on him. Like he'll be playing Ready or Not with a bunch of like tactical shooter VTubers, and I'll just like join his lobby, play for like a few rounds. I'll usually be the first one to die. I'm not really into the tactical shooters, and they're like all fucking professional, like breaching and like get flashbanging rooms. I'm running in like pew, 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 and getting shot immediately. It's always fun, but like um the yeah, I sometimes join him. We sometimes talk. Sometimes he wants to respond. I just kind of think he's a little mad about stuff that happens, so he doesn't respond as often. Or I used to be really like, have you
Yeah,
ever seen
things
that
takes times,
video? You ever seen that video where it's like Neko Arc singing "Making My Way Downtown" while he's driving with like Ghost and Ghost from Call of Duty in the passenger seat? It's kind of
So,
like that video. That was our vibe. I'm like an idiot. He's like super serious and like just idiot. Oh my god, it was great. Except at the end where he doesn't like he doesn't drive he doesn't jump out the window with both of us to prevent us from driving off a cliff. He just throws me out the window and keeps driving type shit. I mean, he's a great guy. I love that man to death. He was probably he was a good friend for quite a while. Pretty sure the only friend I actually still have like solidly left that I talked to from all those years ago is also I think he's a little tougher than the rest, so he can take a lot of shit, and he could always dish shit back out to me if I talk mad shit to him. He's now my editor. Like he lives in like South Africa, so like his entire paycheck for a month it was like $50. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pay you $50 a week to edit my videos. So I quadrupled his paycheck with that shit.
Mm.
It was really funny. I could just afford it now. I have my own job. I mean, I still get some SSI, but I'm also learning game design in the background. So I'm like, all right,
Ooh.
there's a little more money than I had at my disposal. That's probably why they kept me for so long. I was on disability because like a lot of mental illness from when I was younger. Like bunch of shit happened, and they played it up and got me SSI back in Oklahoma. And for like many years, I lived under that roof. They wouldn't teach me to drive, so they had to pay. They controlled my money and they controlled my transportation. So that was kind of fucked up. So that's why I finally got out of there. A few beatings later, but whatever. It was fucked.
Mm.
Finally, I have my own money. I control it all now, and I feel like I'm doing very well. Finally got a savings going and shit. I feel like they were shaving off the top, 100%.
Yeah, just have to have a little bit more management. Since you didn't manage like for like a very long time, you might have to like make out list, a table every day.
Oh no,
You have to do some very like
my homie I
complex.
moved in with, he was also like disabled, but he didn't know how to manage for shit. I'm like, how did you survive this fucking long, man? I mean, they taught me how to do a few things and shit. So what? Yeah,
Yeah, if they manage to like help you that way, it's a good way. Do have to develop your own way to do it too, though. So, like I say again, like having sometimes did whip our calculators, do some very
oh
clown
yeah,
math. It does help. Maybe like if
cloud
some
math.
professional come and say like you did a shit job, but still at the end you did something in your own way.
Oh yeah. No, one of my homies, he has like millions of dollars in investments. He's about my age too. And he's gonna like retire like 5 to 10 years. And he's like, I'll help you invest and like by the time you're 40, you'll be able to pretty much retire like I did. I'm like, ooh, nice. Thank you, brother. He's also like gonna help me like so he wants to buy like an entire like neighborhood section of land and just like let us plop houses down on it. Me and all the homies like we are all pretty much free agents right now, and so
Mm.
that's probably where I'm gonna end up in 5 to 10 years if nothing goes off without a hitch. Gonna buy one of those little Amazon tiny homes that have like solar power included. It's gonna be great.
You know what? This is some things that
Get me
only
going.
like on the American side can do. In Malaysia,
Oh
it's
yeah, 100%.
impossible. It's 100% impossible to have this thing done.
Oh yeah. When people say we're kind of a fuck country, remember we can do shit like that. Can you?
But the thing is,
There's
like,
a lot of just dumb people in the country. That's
yeah,
why.
it.
Now let's not get political. Let's
Uh,
avoid that
uh,
entirely. I hate political
the only
conversations.
thing I know is because like things are things like now is just because the place is just so fucking big.
Oh yeah, no. Things are the way they are. You know how hard it is to I mean, militarily, we are better than everyone else, like by 50 years, in a lot of cases, at least 30 in all the others. There's not a lot of people who's going to fight us on a straight up battlefield, and misinformation and turning us against each other. I won't side with either side of the political spectrum, but turning us against each other would probably be the best way to get rid of us. And there's a lot of people who don't like the concept of America or of like democracy and freedom. So you know,
Yeah,
it's
it's
kind of
just
the
an
best way.
extreme. Same with
It
like
doesn't
not
matter
just
which
it.
side you pick. Poison them against each other and make them fight, and then pick off the winners.
We don't have to just look at America. You just have to look at almost every single thing in the world that is like the extreme, like any good cause, any good cause. It's the
Oh yeah,
extreme side
pick
that
up
kind of fucks everything over.
Oh yeah, pick up a history book. You'll see this shit has happened before.
Like every single
Um,
time, always is like the extremism of like that one particular small group fuck up the entire thing.
oh, yeah, and I'm not speaking on any particular group. Both sides of the spectrum have extremes.
Yeah, it's like
There is
it's now it's like extreme versus extreme. Now it's just like extreme fighting.
oh yeah, 100%. Like we need to I think we need to take both of the extremes and shove them out to sea. Both sides of both extreme sides, and say, all right, guy, all right, normal people, time to get back to work. Fix the country now. They all kind of fucked it up. Oh, it's
Yeah.
so fucked. And we can't talk about any specific party. Like both sides. Then that's kind of what
At this point, I can say both sides have their own problem. Like when it
yeah.
comes to
At
like
least on
same with like
VTubers, we're
how
talking about
platform
real world
works,
problems.
it's like Kick have a platform, Twitch is a platform, YouTube have a platform. Every place have a platform, but here's the thing: every platform have a but. While they are being very good platform, it's like
Oh yeah,
every platform have their own but.
yeah. I feel like both platforms, Twitch, Kick, they have preferences to who they like, to the viewpoints they do like, and it's really fucked because you can. It's why I just try to. These days I try to stay out of that political stuff because it'll just get you banned.
You know, at least
It'll
here's
just
the
get you
thing:
banned if you're in the wrong spot.
at least Kick is not that extreme yet. I can tell
Yeah,
one
yeah.
thing for most is like at least Kick is like honest. I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
even kidding.
I've
They
noticed
are
there's
just honest.
and
They'd be like,
I've noticed there's a lot of kind of shitheads streaming over there, like the guys who would go over to Japan and harass people. Like, god damn, guys, that's kind of fucked up.
yeah, Twitch just pretend things didn't happen. At least Kick be like,
Yeah.
we are gambling and crypto bro platform. So what?
Oh yeah.
At least they
Oh
behave
yeah.
like that. They just upfront tell you,
Oh yeah.
yeah, if you're on the stream,
They
we
up
have
front
this
say, yeah,
side
here's how it is.
here, this corner of the things. Yeah, those people they do those shit.
You know, another thing with content creation, this ties into why Kick actually exists. Um, so back in the day, before Kick was made, who was the two guys that made it? They were really big gambling streamers, and a lot of how content creators started talking that should be on Twitch. But the real reason they did that is to get rid of the two biggest guys on the platform. Because look at it like this: let's say you had five streamers on Twitch overall, and you're all competing for views. If one of those streamers were to disappear, their audience is going to scatter to the other ones. So it is sometimes in your best interest to get rid of the other guys. So if you're the only big one left in that category or something like that, or you're the only big one left to watch, yeah, you're gonna get a lot more viewers if you just nix everyone else. It's kind of fucked. Sometimes that's how people do it, and it's really fucked up.
Mm.
I just want to play games, guys.
Now
Why we
now
gotta be mean to each other?
now Twitch is not really a good place to be in, to be honest. And even
Uh,
like everything has a but at least for now, Twitch have the biggest but.
I know. I'm already committed to Twitch and YouTube.
Mm.
Maybe if I was, but I could restart another place. I mean, if I wanted to, but
No.
I
You
don't
should
want
at
to.
least do this. It's not like a restart, like flat out just cut it off. Just do a multi-stream.
Oh yeah, I should try multi-streaming because I heard they reduced these stuff for that. Like for a while there, they had a policy against it, but I would just multi-stream anyways.
Yeah, you should not. You should not put everything in one bag because like that's the thing is like if
Yeah.
your Twitch just like ban you for no reasons, you can like
Oh
like in
yeah.
Twitter they always like show like, hey, this guy got banned. You can
Yeah.
literally under
Oh,
that post just tell people that hey, I got banned Twitch, come to my kick or YouTube.
yeah. Oh, yeah, no, fucking did you ever see the blocking thing on Twitter? How they and everybody was mad about that, but I've noticed something. You still can't interact with the people that blocked you when they do it. So it's why is everyone pissed off at it? They still can't see
mm,
your shit if they blocked you. There's no point. I you can the only thing that changed is with that. is somebody blocks you, you can see their posts still. If like let's say they're talking shit, you can still see that they're talking shit. It used to be you can't see any of their posts at all when they block you. And I think that's why a lot of them are pissed off because like they would block somebody, talk mad shit about them, and they couldn't see what they're saying unless they pop. I mean, it is kind of pointless because they could just pop onto a incognito tab and log out and see it, but still, that's kind of stupid, guys. Come on. It still accomplishes the same goal when you block somebody. You don't get to talk to them, and that's the goal it should accomplish. That's why I don't
A
get
lot
why
of people
people were
see the
mad about the
short-term
blocking.
stuff. That's the thing. A lot of people see the short-term
Yeah.
stuff. They sometimes either unaware the long-term stuff or like the, you
I
know,
bet they were like,
can't
what they
see
were
the
doing
long-term.
is they would block somebody so they couldn't see their shit, and then incognito talk shit about somebody until they could this is just a theory, until they like got some traction under it, and then like that person wouldn't even know unless their friends told them, and they'd probably just block all their associates too. And then like once the traction starts going, it's already out there and like fucking gone, and now they gotta go defend it. Honestly, if you get canceled on Twitter, as long as it's not something like super heinous, double down. If you said something people hate, and I mean, of course, if you're wrong about it, maybe apologize. And like, yeah, actually, don't
You
apologize.
can technically say
Twitter
that
doesn't work like that. Yeah, be
unless
like,
you are
nah.
pirate
Well,
software. Yeah,
be like,
that you
yeah.
are
I think
really
that was
really wrong.
if you say something dumb and get corrected, and then like don't double down on something stupid when you know you're wrong,
It's like five
or like
times in a
maybe
row.
look it
It's
up.
not like 1-2 times.
Yeah, it's not 1-2 times. You did like 5 times in a row. Goddamn, dude. Don't double down. Like fucking say, oh wait, shit, you're right. I'm sorry, my bad. But like, if you say something and people cancel you because it's a take that is correct, double down and say it again. Get live on stream, say it again. I feel like if I ever say like a joke and get canceled for it, and if enough people are laughing, I'll get on stream and pretend to apologize, like just kidding, and then say it over again, and then be like, yeah, fuck you, Twitter, and then like the end stream. That's how I probably would deal with that.
You know, sometimes like it's a very complex things, but I do
It is
say this
complex.
one thing. So you do have to admit defeat sometimes, even you're correct, because
Oh
like
yeah. Oh
when
yeah.
like
If you
imagine like
get
you're
the
in a
shit
room.
left.
Imagine you're in a room full of murderers. Everyone
Yeah.
is like bragging about like one dude like should like scare the crowd out them before they murk them, or another one just say like just straight up do this or straight up do that. Like they talk a lot about fucked up stuff, but you're an only normal person in there. You decide to say, how about we don't kill people? And everyone look at you.
Look at you like, huh? I don't think that guy's one of us. I think we should kill him. See that happen? Yeah, I think
It's
I'm
like
cooked. I'm sorry. My
there will be
opinion is
this kind of
bad.
situation does happen. So if you are in a room that everyone is disagreeing with you, double down doesn't do jack shit.
Yeah. So yeah, no. If you don't have anybody defending your points, or you're just straight wrong, admit that you're wrong, or say, yeah, you're right. I'm
Also
sorry,
in
my
like
bad. And then
environment circumstances.
you would probably avoid like a lot of stupid shit from Twitter. And if not, and fucking if people are agreeing with you, say, yeah, no, he's right in this circumstance, or he's right and it's good. Double down and say, yeah, I believe this. This is my belief. Fuck you. I
But
can have what I
like
want. And
I
just
say
go back to
again,
doing what you do. Or just don't even acknowledge it.
yeah, just
Just
don't
like
say it. It's like I say, it's the entire room is full of
just say the
murderous
entire words
situations.
happening.
It's like you know you shouldn't say anything. The moment you say it, you are going to get shit on. Just shut up, yo.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's like Freddy Krueger just looking at you. And then you'll be like, how
Right.
about you don't
it'd be like
kill
that,
people?
it'd be like that one fucking clip of Uncle Ruckus. I apologize for my outburst. Just imagine that happening. You ever watch the Boondocks?
I don't watch too much thing, but I did watch a clip.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, no, the Boondocks incredibly like fucked. But I always find something to laugh at over there. Like holy fuck, man. Some of the shit they would say. I like South Park as well. It's kind of funny. They do like an extreme, like fucked up take on something, but they usually push it to the extreme, and it's
But
usually followed by
in a
a
way, they're
kind of
kind of
comedy.
right.
Remember when they had to skirt around the fact that like there was like an actual episode where they had to skirt around the fact that they couldn't call a celebrity gay because he's known to like sue him, and they just didn't want to be like they didn't want to like deal with it. They're like, yeah, we don't want to deal. We'll probably win the lawsuit, but we just don't want to fucking deal with it. So they instead like made him like a fudge packer at a fudge producing plant, and they said, "Oh look, he's a fudge packer." And then like he then spent like half the episode in a closet, like a literal closet, and they tried to get the coax him to come out, and they basically called him gay indirectly.
Oh, that one.
Anyway, I can't remember what fucking episode that was, but that was that was actually what they did for
You know,
that
I
episode.
remember like the
I remember
the what butthole game. Actually, Tom Cruise is still inside the closet.
oh, oh yeah, Tom Cruise. Yeah, no, that was the guy. Bro, remember the what was it? The Church of Scientology? That episode, like nobody really realized until after the episode, but the story of Scientology that they made of Scientology was the actual story. Like, because in Scientology, you had to pay like a shit ton of money before you were able to hear the story. And at that point, when you hear it, you're like, "That's fucking dumb." But I've already invested a ton of money. Now I have to get a bunch of other people who invested money, so I can get my money back. Pretty much is what the whole thing. They just straight up like obtained the story somehow and put it in the show and just basically they got so many motherfuckers mad, like mad type shit.
To be honest,
They
the
just
way I look at
they leaked the
Scientologies,
entire story. It was
the
dumb. It was a scam.
the entirety of Scientology at this point, there's so many fucking powerful people in there. They are basically
Oh yeah.
Illuminati
I
on the open.
yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they risked like getting like assassinated type shit. Like they dropped this episode without like a warning too, by the way, because that's how fuck it was. And then it aired, and like I'm pretty sure there was the guy who was reviewing the episode I saw do it that made me go watch it. Like he said, his wife had been in Scientology and gotten to that point and was very ashamed of it. And like she saw the episode happen and she just had like wide eyes, like, "Oh my god, how did they get that?" Like, "Oh no." She was like scared for those guys because of how fucking because they just told the actual story.
Because like here's the thing, like if the Scientologist doesn't like you, even like if you have a husband and wife in there, the Scientologist doesn't like the husband, they kick him out.
Oh no,
The
100.
wife have to be
It's a
completely cut off from the guys,
yeah,
not just the husband,
no.
the
They
entire family branch.
Oh yeah, no, it was a cult. Cults do that, and it was also kind of a scam to get a bunch of money, and it was really fucked in the end. South Park made like episodes on shit like that all the time. Like there was a few episodes where you remember what was that like Muslim like guy that you couldn't make fun of? I can't remember what his name was. Like they had a whole episode around because there's a thing where you're not allowed to show a depiction of him,
Hmm.
and like they had a whole episode. But the little known fact, they had an episode like I think 10 seasons before, I don't know how many seasons before, where they actually did have him in the episode. And like they gaslit us to say they never had him because they went back and re-uploaded it with him like blurred out, but he was in there beforehand. It was the funny thing. He had already appeared in the show like many seasons before in like that Super Friends that fucking Super Friends thing where all those religious icons were like a bunch of superheroes or something. He had appeared there before, and they to compensate for the episode where you're not allowed to show him. They went back and edited him out and deleted the original. It's like, just they do that shit all the time too. Like they'll straight like edit things in previous episodes and re-upload them to the fucking internet and shit just to gaslight everyone.
Wait, he exists? No, no, he never exists. Who?
No, no,
Who?
no, he was never in the show. Or he was in the show, but he was all blurred out. It was like, yeah, it was actually a black box. They were, I can't remember what his name was. Hold on, I gotta look this up.
Actually, I know who.
Mohammed, yeah, no, that guy, yeah, Mohammed or some shit. Like you're not. Apparently, no Muslims aren't. They take offense when you make an actual like depiction of him. And like back in the day, they did that. They did put him in episode. They like drew him in everything and had him in the episode. And then like they made another episode about Family Guy, and where they and like the whole like big fucking thing was where
Hmm.
they would the whole thing it was I think it was about free speech or something. Where like they couldn't show him. That was the big issue, and so they like censored him out. And like apparently it was a real big jab at Family Guy as well. And like so they went back and censored the old episode and just said nah, that never happened. And one of the funny jokes was he appeared again for another episode where all the celebrities wanted to drain him to be like unable to be made fun of, and like he appeared again as a black box again. It was so funny.
Mm.
Advanced levels of tomfoolery, in my opinion.
Kind of remind me of like all this thing. Remind me of like actually, that's like a church of guns. I heard it
Church of
before.
Guns. You mean the? Ooh. You know, I kind of want like the Iron Throne from a fucking from a custom like version of the Iron Throne from Game of Thrones, but like the one with all the swords. But I just want it to be a bunch of guns. That
You
would be
you can
really
try to
funny.
find it in YouTube. It does exist, and they do have that chair that you mentioned.
Church, oh, they do. Oh my god, hold on. Church of Guns is what it's called.
I forgot. It's like it's an entire church devoted to gun.
I mean, yeah, no.
That's
Church of Guns for God. Church of the AR-15. In is it a Vice thing? Is it from
um
the Vice channel?
I I think it is. It's
God,
basically I think it's the guy is like a son from another cult. It's a super big cult.
is he like? This is definitely from an American thing.
Yeah, it's an
Is
American
it?
thing.
There's also like okay, yeah, because I know there's also like a European country that also like really likes guns, but they aren't like as crazy as us. But they have like decent firepower. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah,
I
that dude
want to say
literal. I think like
it
the
was Poland or
dude
Switzerland, one of those two places. They
the
also like guns and like open carry, but people just don't shoot each other like we do. I think because we have a lot of fucking crackheads and stuff and some stupid people.
yeah the Church of Gun I mentioned about he literally wear a crown. A crown
What?
made out of guns.
A crown made out of like 50 cal bullets and like smaller caliber bullets.
I think it is.
Church blesses members and their guns. Oh boy, can I kill a demon with a holy AR-15?
Is that holy weapon you need to know?
Is it hold on, I'm gonna send it to you. Is this is this it? Is this what you're talking about?
Yes, this
Guns for
dude.
God, the Church of the Air. Oh my god. I'm gonna definitely bookmark this and watch it later.
Yeah, yeah.
That's actually fucking wild. I love it. I'm definitely gonna have to get like you know what? I think I know
I
what
think
I'm
Moist
instead of like
Critical
the
talk
Iron
about it
Throne but for
before.
gun.
You can go specifically find it. Moist Critical talk about it before.
He does. I might actually look at that. I think I want like a fucking Iron Throne, but it's all video game weapons. That would be kind of fucking funny. I think I had a hoodie back in the day that had like Link from Legend of Zelda, and he was sitting on the Iron Throne, but it was a bunch of different video game weapons instead. Like there was like the Buster Sword and shit in there, and you had to look real close and be like, "Wait a second, that's the Iron Throne with a bunch of video game weapons."
Mm.
I thought it was badass though.
But yeah, it's like it's really hilarious. Like people can like go very weird directions when it comes to like things they decided to like. You know what? This is God. This is our God now. This AR-15 we have in our hand.
Yeah, no, the thing with religion is like a lot of people like like the most common one like Christianity and stuff. Like the original like values of that are probably lost to us. There's if you look in the history of how they go through, like they've branched off and like changed their values so many or they've absorbed like so many like different cultures into it and changed up so much that probably the original shit is lost. I think the original shit is be kind to people and that's all you really need to do.
I
But
think
still, that's really fucking hard to do.
the closest one that kind of like I mean just the closest one should be just the Catholic one.
I don't think any of them are really that close, or as to
They
the
all branch
original
off very
writing.
far away, but at least the Catholic one should be like the closest one since they are so
Probably not. I mean, the
got
Catholic
in.
one, I'm pretty sure has had so much corruption. Who's to say? Like, I'm
Mm.
pretty sure they. Who's to say somebody hasn't destroyed the original writings and just rewrote them to fit their agenda?
Yeah, it does
So
happens.
I don't. I feel like a lot of those ducking like religious religions that they have down there aren't really the original like what they were, and they're just kind of grasping at straws or some shit at this point. But so it's not really like one to follow. Maybe follow. I don't know. Subscribe to a belief like I believe karma is real. I've experienced it myself. It may not hit you immediately, but it'll fuck you up eventually. I lost
Mm.
all my friends for being an asshole and saying things I shouldn't have. I lost all my original friends, and I've done it so many times that almost when I get banned and removed from a friend group, I'm almost numb to it. I mean, there's a few people that I absolutely adore. It hurts to lose them when they do, but at this point, like, I could get kicked out of Hoop Chat tomorrow and be like, oh, I really enjoyed those guys. Oh well,
Well, I can
and
definitely say
it would
one
hurt.
thing is like religion back in the days does really I do think they serve a point to not let people go chaotic, just like you know,
Oh yeah,
let
no, I
fly
think the
flies out the
original.
handle and everything. Yeah, it's
I think the
basically
original
there's like
served the.
law and order, and then religion is kind
Yeah,
of like
I
a
think the
invisible
religion
barrier.
originally.
Yeah, it's like a invisible
Religion was,
restraint.
you know how we have like today we have like the two different political parties and they usually fight and information is easier to spread though, so it's kind
Mm.
of hard, they fight each other with that. I think originally religion was because most rulers were not democratic back in the day, so they had to keep people in line with a belief system and basically punish people who aren't part of that belief system or the people they disagreed with or the ones that would cause civil unrest. So religions kind of serve like the democratical like what a democracy serves as different political parties where they're all against each other to keep like the common man from rising up against what the leaders of the civilization were. So it's kind of like it's evolved so much now that there's just political parties that fight each other instead of having to have a church or a religious order that would keep the people down instead. Because
Mm.
have you ever played Kingdom Come? Any of the
Mm.
Kingdom Come Deliverances?
I only
A
play the
lot of
first one a bit.
okay, so like you know how they like bash on you on any crime with like by quoting the Lord would never, or this is a sin type shit. Yeah, that's probably how they kept a lot of people in line and willing to fight because they made them believe they gave them something to believe in and to fight for. Now they're going to die in that name. So what ends up happening is you have a bunch of people who are more willing to follow your law, which is also backed up by the current religion that they're all following,
And
and they're willing
also,
to die in
you can
prison.
definitely say
And
it's
the
like
people are, yeah,
you
and the people who aren't are getting like they're fighting each other instead of you because you're actually hoarding wealth and being an asshole to everyone type shit.
like there's also this part like if I make a rule, I smart enough to decide to make a rule that decided that not like decided is more like, hey, this is how you not get killed.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
no, it's
it's like generally just teach people not to be dumb, but they also that person's also realize that he's going to die one day. Nobody is going to enforce this, and then they just like,
yeah.
yeah, there's someone that is immortal like up there. They will always like take a look at you. So yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I think it was more of a thing of control. That's just probably a I think that's more of a theory of mine, and that's why I don't really subscribe to religion as much. I think it was just made to more control. I mean, some of the teachings that you see are like good, like be
Yeah,
kind to your
teaching
neighbor,
and
show
moral
stuff.
stuff you can kind of like
Oh
be
yeah,
it's always a
one
good
of
thing to see like those kind of stuff, but when it comes to some people decided to become like fanatically worshipping, that is a different thing.
oh yeah, no. Have you that some of the moral stuff I like? I keep listening. Like, so I go to work for 8 hours. When I go to work for 8 hours, the first 4 hours, I have in my ear a little AI voice of Joshua Graham. Like, so this is a character from New Vegas. He was from a DLC called Honest Hearts, and it was like there was a heavy religion theme, and like people took his voice and made him start like giving life instead of like shit posting with it. They made him give like great life advice, and
Like
some of them
Sherman.
were religious people. Yeah, no, he was his voice is soothing. Like people were like, I wish he'd read the Bible to me. There is actually now him reading the Bible because of the AI shit. It's actually very well done. Like he's a really nice guy to listen to, and he gives sage like advice now on the internet instead of like people making his voice into shit posts. It's really fun.
Hmm.
I listen to him on there's like 200 things. I just loop them all. Some of them are the same video, but some other guy uploaded them with different images. You
I
know. So
I
I think
only
the joke is
embrace one philosophy in the internet.
yeah.
It's also been said by many Asians. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Or don't be a bitch. Oh my god.
Yeah, basically
Uh,
that philosophy
yeah.
just going to turn you into a good person.
Karma is real. You may not, and bad shit happens to bad people. If somebody does something bad to you, you may not see their downfall, but just know it's probably gonna hit them in the face eventually. If you're lucky, you'll probably witness it, but most of the time you won't. Just brush it off, or they'll do it to somebody who doesn't like fly with that, and then they'll do it for you, and you might hear about it. Like the guy who there was a guy who spread a bunch of bad shit about me. I didn't even fight it. I just fucking left that community. He got canceled years later for being a liar and for fraud. I was like, wow, I wonder if all that shit he said about me was untrue type shit. He like ripped off one of his artists, and so then they just went and collected a bunch of like evidence from other people, like people that he fucked with just like me. But since I was gone from the community, I just kind of fucked off from that community entirely. And he got completely destroyed. All the content creators involved with him kind of like, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Well, like
So I guess
Nuxtaku
it's
say, Operation Let Him Speak.
Operation Let Him Speak. Yeah.
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 To be
But
honest,
yeah, remember that shit goes around. It is kind of funny that he got hit with the same stick. I
that
was kind of a dick, and I would say just about anything, so I kind of deserved it. But like, god damn, the original incident was like live on a friend's stream, and he was being a dick to one of my other friends, and I said, "Fuck you and everything you stand for. Get out of here. No, I don't want to talk to you ever again." He took that personally.
this is why like even like if I in real life I'm not actually a dick, but still, if I in real life are a dick, I would refrain my dickness in the internet.
Oh
And
yeah,
especially
it's
when
probably
there's
the smartest thing.
yeah, it's basically just this thing is like things does accumulate, like behavior and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Would you
just
mind
being
if I
kind to people is fine.
Would you mind if I poured a drink real quick?
What?
Cause would you mind if I poured a drink real quick?
Yeah, I guess like actually we should end the stream at this point. It's like it's been a while and it's late night for you. You should
Oh
you should
yeah.
go to take a break.
Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, no. I'm probably gonna drink a little bit. I'm probably gonna go pop a few VCs drunk and do that,
Yeah,
and it'll be
so
fun.
yeah, it's also like already five around my time. So
Yeah.
it's
All
somewhat of
right.
like a dinner time for me too.
Oh yeah, 100%. I got my bottle ready. The only bottle I could find.
Yeah,
Um.
you can go and take a
Oh.
break. I should just end the podcast here, and then like I have a lots of fun chatting with you, huh?
Oh my God. Yeah. No, I could talk all day on different topics, different stories I've seen over the past 10 years. I could talk a bit about the childhood. Like some of the childhood things I've seen were kind of fucked, and I talked to other people about it. Like that happened to you? I don't believe that. Like 10 years in an institution that was, yeah. Nobody. I'll tell that story if you ever have me back. It was like really fucked.
No.
Failure,
Here's the thing.
child,
I
failing.
think you should make your own thing, since you
Oh yeah.
it's a definitely an interesting thing to uh
Uh,
to make it as a topic, this and that, yeah, stuff.
oh yeah.
You should do something like
Their Child
mine.
Protective Services. Yeah, no, they're actually Child Protective Services isn't a good organization sometimes, and they really fuck up people. I feel like I got more mental damage done to me than it was meant to help.
For me,
So
it's like I'm starting to create like episode for me just like talk yapping nonstop. You should actually make it your own thing. It's like have a little bit
I
things
should.
like build up this and that other stuff. Have your own content. It's
Okay.
it's a very good way to
Well,
like share some things out. And it's kind
oh
of like
yeah, no, I just kind of talked.
yeah, it does reminds me like back in the days of like the YouTube days, especially when you like I still see some people actually are thriving doing the old
Oh
YouTube
yeah.
content. It's like, hey, I'm just a guy who like fish. This is my room full
Oh
of
yeah.
fish tank. And this is how I take out a fish. And I have these issues, I don't know what. And then they just talk their days. The entire days is just talking about how to take care of fish. And then maybe they can
Oh
talk
yeah, I
about,
saw
oh, I
that.
have this issues about this thing. I'm still figuring it out. Like, it's basically that. It's like, it still works. So you can definitely have
Yeah.
some talk about like something similar that you really are interested in, and then just
Yeah.
turn it into content. You definitely are a very yapping
Right.
person, same with me. So it's a
Oh yeah.
possible thing to like do it. But yeah, you do have to
Oh
choose
yeah.
your
No.
topic though. You have to make a topic and then
Oh,
like ask your friend, is this fly? So even all your friends shake their head, it'd be like, I don't know, maybe I should do it.
yeah. Maybe I should like just start yapping on stream and then send it to my editor to like edit down the story bits to like no actual on topic stuff. It was nice talking to you. If you ever want to have me back to talk again, just feel free. I got like so many
mm,
stories I could tell. And there's like a lot of
Generally, I
just
would
yaps
trying
I could talk about.
to feature different people every podcast because like I want to
Yeah.
give as much shout out to everyone as possible, but which is also
All
is an
right, remember,
impossible job.
guys. All right, remember, everybody. Buy your glue from Uma Masume Glue Factory. I made this in honor of that Cha Cha Chilla Vupe staff. I know she'll love it. Um, yeah. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I love you, man.
All right,
Away,
and that
away, away.
all right then. Yeah, it's a chat there. I do enjoy it. Like everyone have a little bit of like different personality, different life, different viewpoint, different things to see. There's always a lot of perspective to actually see from many other people, like good, bad, or anything. It's always everyone do have a point at some point. Maybe sometimes it's not like the greatest, but still, it's still a very good thing to like share out, have a little bit like um openness to always have a lot of good chat with people. And that's personally how I do it. I'm just I hate to say this kind of like that I because I have a philosophy of saying like good people never call themselves a good persons because your good act is been always broadcast by other people, not yourself. This is again why I don't know why I keep saying Mr. Beast. He is one of the primary example that keep calling himself a good guy. I can't see him as one because he keeps saying himself as one. But in a way, I do want to say this one thing. I'm just a very genuine person. You seeing a 100% of me right here, right now. I never really like deviate from like who I am, this and that. You know, is I'm always be myself. Yeah, thank you, Bipkin. Go ahead and do your crime. Just not I hate to say this. In reality, a lot of people does crime. They just never get caught. So yeah, try not to get caught, and try not to do serious crime. Just do like small time crime. All right then. Bye bye. All right. Where was I again? Ah, yes. So I always being myself, And a lot of people did say like I'm a very kind person or like a very genuine person. I really don't know what they say. I'm just keep myself. This is why when I say like I'm a genuine or kind person, I'm just like like repeat what people told me. It's just that I keep an open mind on a lot of things. I don't really too judgy on people. I can say like there's definitely something there, but it doesn't mean like you get the idea. There's always two sides of the same coin, cause and effect, this and that other stuff. Someone might be wrong, but you also have to like see the immediate environment of it is because of that or because it is. It's a very broad subject when especially when have to like talk about human behavior. It's a very difficult things to talk about. But I do glad to see like I see a person that the one that I chat with Vitkin is a very growing person. Yes, I do see it as a very good thing. And oh yeah, I totally forgot. We have deviated from the main topic a little bit too much. And I have to go to eat. So let me do a very short and fast um short and fast uh advertisement. So I made a comic. Yes. Oops, 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 oops. This comic is originally my idea is to give as much shout out to as many people as possible. Okay, but I changed the philosophy a little bit to just do collab with people, but in comic form. Because the main point is like I'm going to feature every chapter. One VTuber I have like I see the potential and have a very good vibe of, yeah, and I'll be like, you know what, I'm going to make a comic out of you, based on what kind of impression I have on that particular VTubers. And you can see I already have a few ones here. It's more like I would draw them because they kind of like match up with like my theme going on there. They are pretty much chill persons I can make fun out of too at the same time. But yeah, generally is people I kind of like see like, you know what, your vibe match my vibe. Like I'm going to make a comic that we can interact with each other's, and I will send it to them in the draft mode. They say like, yes, good, proceed, and then I'll proceed, like all those kind of things. But it do have to match up with a certain criteria that is like my impression of you have to be not just match like the vibe of like the way I'm going to make the content is also like match up too. It's like maybe I am a good friend with that person doesn't mean that I will make a comic out of them, because sometimes maybe like the theme they have like or like the personalities or like this and that other stuff, it doesn't really match up in the comic. Those kind of things I might not be able to put them in there. For now, I am trying my best to do to find a direction for my comic. So like I say again, like there's a lot of like VTubers that can like do a lot of various type of content. There's like the news channel VTuber content. There's like a news updater VTuber. Like the news updater and then the news channel is a very different. Like there are people who just want to like give positive vibe, this and that, yeah, that stuff. It still revolve around VTubers, you know. VTuber content is always revolving around VTuber, which is like I would say is a pretty funny things. So I'm trying to not like really deviate from that. I'm trying to like use a whole different format rather than just like streaming as a VTubers. So I'm going to try to make a comic. I'm going to try and make more video format as a VTuber instead of like relying on like being a streamer, this and that, yeah, that stuff, So yeah, either way, thank you very much for watching, and as always, guys, stay healthy, stay safe. Until next time, stay tuned on the next stream. Bye bye. Oh, almost fat finger the wrong thing.